nation's favourite antiques experts.
Let's get fancy.
Behind the wheel of a classic car.
I'm always in turbo.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
Hot stuff.
The aim to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners.
Cha-ching!
Oh my goodness.
And valiant losers.
Bonkers.
Will it be the high road to glory?
You are my ray of sunshine.
Oh, stop it.
Or the slow road to disaster?
Sorry.
This is Antiques Road Trip. Yeah.
Hello, Northern Ireland.
Love the crack, yeah.
I love your accent.
That's debatable.
Oh, by the way, do you like my hat?
I didn't want to say, is this a new style direction?
That's one way of putting it. It's the final leg with auctioneers, super cool Natasha Raskin-Sharp and tough boy Philip Serrell.
It's my rain hat. I've just bought it in his shop up the road. Yeah, yeah.
Thanks very much for getting one for me.
Well, I was going to buy you one. I was looking for a plastic poncho.
Fashionista Phil, and thanks but no thanks to a plastic poncho Tash, are sailing through the puddles in this 1972 MGB Roadster. Blimey, that's a puddle.
Hold
What
on,
did that
hold
B stand for again?
on. MG boat.
You definitely need one.
Yeah, I should have got one of those wee things that my gran used to wear over her set hairdo.
Yeah.
I mean, that is quite chic, you know.
Don't talk to him about chic. Last time, despite the fragrant pongs,
I know I'm old, but I would know if I'd done that.
Phil was Phil.
Oh, I just love that. Hello, mate. How are you?
Deaf. And Tash uncovered an auction thriller,
Oh, I think that's a proper first edition.
giving her first auction win.
Up 150.
You've seen the puddles?
Oh, no, this is
There are some serious puddles.
Well, if we were in Scotland, would this be Jeep?
Drich.
Yeah.
Drich.
Yeah, that's the one. Now, Philip started this trip with 200 smackers, and now he has, well, less than that. His wallet has £189.64. Enough said. Natasha also began with £200, and praise be, she has built that kitty to a lovely £308.02.
Are you feeling lucky? Do you think the luck of the Irish is going to rub off?
Well, I'm going to spend more time looking for a four-leaf clover, I think. I think I need one.
Especially wearing that hat. Their four-nation tour began in the Lake District, crossed the border to Scotland, then a hop over to Northern Ireland, where today this antiques party continues with the final showdown in Wrexham in Wales.
Now's the time, Phil. You have your hat. You need some luck.
Well, this just about sums up my trip, really, because pouring now is rain. I go and buy a hat, it stops raining.
Yeah.
Cheer up, Phil. Might never happen, mate. Our road trippers are in County Down, shopping all the way to the city of Belfast. First stop, Dromore. With Phil dispatched elsewhere, Tash is visiting this lovely emporium, Rath House Antiques.
Hello?
With the heavens descending, this is indeed a lovely place to take shelter and hunt down some profit makers. With just over 300 big ones, let's see what she finds.
Cheshire Championships Mixed Doubles 1947. Blank on the back. Oh, I'm so close to engraving. Tasha Raskin-Sharp, Antiques Road Trip versus Philip Serrell. Third time lucky. So close.
Yeah, I didn't know you and Phil were into tennis. Maybe Mr. Cool Dude has reached the town of Portadown in County Armagh. Phil begins his antiques hunt in here.
Thank you very much. I think I've got a career. It's an Elvis impersonator.
Well, pull the other one. And wearing a tight white jumpsuit. With over 4 rooms filled with the feast of delights, there's plenty for a good old Serrell rummage.
I think that's a really cool thing. So this is it's a hat box. And it's got, if you're going to buy a piece of old luggage, you really want some lovely old labels on it. And this has got a Great Northern Railway Company, and there's another label here which is just lovely.
Anything inside?
There's a hat. It's a bowler. You know what? It kind of fits, doesn't it? How do I look?
Laurel and Hardy, eat your heart out.
So,
Now, there isn't a ticket price.
I like this shop. I think the thing to do is to see if I can put a parcel of things together. See what else I can find.
Yeah, 15 miles away. What's Tash up to?
They look nice. These are Art Nouveau. We don't need a date because look at those handles. These curves and whips and curls and almost ferrules of smoke are the designers breaking free and saying, here we are. This is Art Nouveau, new art. It's a new style. I think they're silver-handled. I just think they're really lovely. Now, obviously, I haven't lost the plot entirely. I can see what you can see. They're in terrible condition, absolutely filthy condition. These will not be cutting up my cauliflower steaks, I'll tell you that for nothing.
Noted. There are 5 starter knives and 2 table knives, and they don't have a price. Now, what at the Serral?
That is just lovely. So let's have a look and see what we've got. We've got a porcelain or ceramic charger here, and it's painted with foliage. We've got a lovely dragonfly here and a ladybird, and it's decorated with this trailing vine.
Yep, very unusual, but that oak frame makes it typically kind of arts and crafts.
I don't know how much it is. There's no price ticket on it. So what you're going to look for at the back is you want to make sure there's no nibbles around the edge of this charger.
A charger from this period is a large dish providing a surface ideal for decoration and display.
Go find another one of these, and you won't. So it's a difficult thing to put a price on. I think if I'm going to beat Tash, it's the type of thing that I've got to go for. Philip, do not be predictable.
Yeah, it's very different to your usual fare.
They say brown furniture is out of taste, but I think that is absolutely lovely. This little table here. And do you know what? It's kind of just go to prove how sentimental I can be, because this reminds me of a little work table that my grandmother left me, and I've passed it on to my daughter. And I just really love this. This is made out of mahogany. It's got flaps to the side. And if you just look at the quality of the timber there, it's just really, really lovely.
This work table would have been used by ladies to keep their knitting and sewing materials in, with a small basket at the bottom housing balls of wool or thread.
But the thing that I love about this is this leg. It's very reminiscent of a leg made by a firm called Gillows. Gillows were a Lancaster firm.
Yeah, and were renowned for making some of the finest mahogany furniture in the 18th century. But this work table, in the Gillow style, is unpriced.
I think that's a lovely thing. I really like that.
Along with this work table, Phil wants a bundle price for the 19th century hat box and bowler and the arts and crafts charger. Ah, there's the dealer Geraldine. Hi, Geraldine.
Do the 3 for you for £130.
130.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what? I'm going to snatch your hand off. That's really good. Thank you. I'm delighted with that. 12, 13. Thank you so much.
That breaks down to £30 for the 19th century hat box, £50 for the arts and crafts charger, and £50 for the 19th century work table. Wow. Phil now has just under £60 left. Gosh. Now, if you want any cattle judging, Phil's your man. The rest of his buys will be sent onwards to auction. Now, how is Raskin Sharp?
What on earth is that? That's so heavy. It's hand-blown, we can see that. That spreading foot is very Georgian. You know, like a rummer or something, like a large rummer. That's very Georgian. But it doesn't feel like the sort of thing you would use for drinking. So is it a squat vase? That's what this overlay gilt decoration would imply. Is it risky at this stage to take a punt?
Oh, go on. And it's another unpriced one. Stand by, PJ. Let's start with the 7 Art Nouveau table knives.
What would you want for them?
20 quid?
£20. OK, bear that in mind.
And the late Georgian hand-blown vase?
Total punt.
Yeah.
What were you thinking of for that?
30 quid?
£30. OK. Would you do the 2 if we're at £50? Look at your face.
Go.
Here she comes. Here we go. Would you do the 2 for 40?
Go on, we'll do it for 40.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
100%?
That's £20 for the 7 Art Nouveau knives and £20 for the Georgian hand-blown vase.
£40, let's do it. Thank you very much, PJ.
You're very welcome.
I'm going to pop that down there.
Okay.
Grab my knives, grab my vase.
Thanks, PJ. Tash now has just under £270.
Bye! What a day!
Meanwhile, Philip has travelled to the centre of Lisburn in County Antrim. From the lush land of smiles and song, Ulster was once the mighty beating heart of Ireland's linen trade. For nearly 300 years, it was the Emerald Isles' major economic export. Right here at the Irish Linen Centre, Dr. Kieran Toll awaits to tell Phil about the world's oldest textile and why it was and still is synonymous with Northern Ireland.
So why did linen become so important around here?
Well, it was the Wool Act at the end of the 17th century, which effectively put tariffs on the importation of cheap Irish wool into England. So once that comes in, it becomes unprofitable for Irish manufacturers, and they take advantage of the opportunities to grow flax and
So they had to come up with another option, really.
Yeah, it was encouraged.
Flax was easy to cultivate, and the fields here were once blanketed by the delicate wee blue blossom.
Flax was a cash crop, and linen is produced from flax. And really from the 17th century onwards, the industry becomes really organised, and local manufacturers start producing linen cambric and later linen damask.
So define damask to me.
Linen damask would be linen with a pattern. You'll see that if you go to a country house, and the linen napkins or tablecloths have coats of arms in it.
Practically every town and village in Northern Ireland were toiling endlessly to produce this extraordinary fabric. By the end of the 18th century, Belfast had become the world's biggest linen producer.
Belfast becomes Linenopolis.
I love that, Linenopolis.
Yeah.
It's great.
Mills and factories are going up at a tremendous rate throughout East Ulster. It becomes the most important area in the world for the production of linen goods, and it follows that trajectory all the way through to the First World War.
By 1921, there were almost 1 million spindles, 37,000 looms, and the Irish linen industry represented 40% of the workforce here.
What are the standout pieces in your mind?
I mean, we're very lucky here in Lisburn. We have the Coulson family, and they produced linen damask for the kings and queens of Europe or Tsars of Russia.
After this tremendous boom, mechanisation and stiff competition with cheaper man-made fabrics meant that by the 1960s, there was a sharp decline in production. The mills and factories started to disappear.
Although the hand-woven linen, the damask still continues. It's still there, it's just much reduced.
Irish linen is defined as yarn woven in Ireland and is made from 100% flax. Within the museum, one of the world's last damask weavers, Alison McNamee, keeps this ancient art alive.
So you are the ultimate weaver, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So tell me what you do.
Well, what I'm doing here is weaving plain cloth. This is called cambric, and this would be used for likes of handkerchiefs and bed linen and this sort of thing. The simplest weave there is, over one, under one.
Right. Let the weaving masterclass begin.
Go on then, explain to me.
Right, so you've got shafts here.
Yeah.
These are the heddles.
Right.
And that's where the thread goes through.
Then you flick it across, that shoots across there.
Yes.
And that puts one of these lines in,
Yes.
effectively in there. Go on then.
Easy peasy. Your turn now, Phil.
You sure this is going to hold me?
Well, if you disappear, we'll know what's happened.
Crumbs.
So it's foot on the
Yeah,
left.
so hold on a minute, you need to beat that in. That's it.
You know how much patience you have, you?
Yeah,
Oh. It's not really going very well, this, is it, Alice?
It's going brilliantly.
That was a good one. Hey, I'm on the money, aren't I? I'm on the money.
Although this industry is greatly reduced, Irish linen is still hugely sought after within the luxury textile market. And with a nod to the artisans of old, the exclusivity of the fabric is still greatly revered all over the world. Meanwhile, Tash is a gal on a mission.
On this final leg, I'm in front with just one auction to go. What's happening? This is through the looking glass. It's really exciting.
It's raining St Bernards here as Tash heads for Stewartstown in County Tyrone. Kingsmill Antiques is the place for Tash. Doesn't it look lovely? Natasha has just under £270.
Shall I?
Yeah, go on.
So for all the grade oneers out there, hey, remember this hit?
Not that one.
Yes. Well, let's get back to what you can do, shall we?
Oh, that's sweet. Oh. Another bit of glass, but this time much easier to decipher its purpose. That is a lovely whiskey noggin. And it's just the shape that's so attractive.
Of Scottish origin, the whiskey noggin is traditionally used to serve an individual glug of whiskey. This one looks to hold quite a few glugs.
The little decanter label here, let me give it a rub because it is dirty. Yeah, H and H. That's an H and then an ampersand H, and that is Heuchen and Heath. So although we're drinking Irish whiskey, it's one of the most recognisable English makers of silver.
It's priced at £59.
So we're 1921. It's a lovely thing. People collect these.
That's a definite possibility. Anything else?
I can't even cope with that. That's so... I don't think I've ever described a tea service before as heady, but that is a heady affair. The palette, first of all, that pink. Who does it make me think of? Is it a bit Barbara Cartland or something? I mean, it's just so full on.
It's certainly unique.
It looks very continental. Is there a maker? Oh, a saucer or something. Oh, yeah.
Yep, you've found something rather special, Tash. This pretty lotus tea service is Zolnay Majolika. Vilmos Zolnay was a Hungarian industrialist and entrepreneur and first had success at the 1873 Vienna World Fair.
I think instantly I know I have to have it. I think straight away I'm in. I mean, Art Nouveau period, I think is how I would describe it. And it is just so jolly. I'm in love with it.
There are 13 pieces in total, costing £120. Stand by, Nuala. The whiskey noggin and part tea service add up to £180.
Would you take 80 for the tea service? And would you take 35 for the noggin?
I think I would have to get 45 for the noggin.
Okay.
I'm quite happy with the 80 for the tea service.
Could we say 120 and have a deal?
All right.
Are you sure?
That'll do.
Thank you so much, Nuala. 40 for the whiskey noggin and 80 for the Zolnay Majolika part tea service.
Nuala, I'll say thank you so much. I appreciate it. Pleasure doing business with you.
Tash now has just under £150. That batch of goodies will be sent on to auction.
How good is this like? Because we've done England.
Yes.
We've done Scotland.
Yes.
And now we're doing Ireland.
Yes.
And next we are doing America. Yeah, Wales.
Okay, yes.
Nighty-night. Wakey, wakey! The Northern Irish tour continues.
You look bananas.
Charming.
I can be John Steed, you can be Mrs. Peel.
Oh, is that the Avengers?
Well done! Yeah,
Emma
yeah.
Peel.
I love that show.
So thank goodness the sun has come out. I could not cope with more of that weather from yesterday.
You are my ray of sunshine.
Oh, stop it.
You are.
Stop it. You're mine.
You soppy old chooks. Yesterday, Natasha was going for it, scooping up 7 Art Nouveau table knives, a late Georgian vase, an Edwardian whiskey noggin, and a Zolnay Majolica Part tea service.
I can't even cope with that.
Leaving her with a smidgeroo under £150. While Cyril was a wild man. He picked up a 19th century hat box and that bowler, an arts and crafts style charger, and a mid-19th century work table.
I just really love this.
Leaving Philip with just under £60.
Thank you so much.
Today, their final gallop continues in Northern Ireland. With Tash dropped off elsewhere, Phil's in Ballynewer in County Antrim. Phil's looking for goodies in here. Bridge End Antiques.
Hi,
All right, Phil.
welcome to Ballynewer.
That's Hector. He's the owner. Yeah, it's not meant for that, Phil. He has just under 60 smackers to play with.
So, here we've got a little cased silver condiment set. Or is it cruet? I'm never quite sure I know what the difference is.
Technically, a cruet set always has a frame holding several condiments, whereas condiments are just the individual parts.
But this is hallmarked in Birmingham, 1910. And if you look at that hallmark there, there's a little anchor, and there's a great little story about how this came into being. I think the Birmingham Assay Office was set up in 1758 by Matthew Bolton. And the story goes that he was so pleased he was having a drink in a pub called the Crown and Anchor. And the hallmark for Sheffield is a crown, and the hallmark for Birmingham is an anchor.
Do you know, he's a fount of all knowledge, that one.
Birmingham specialised in selling toys. Toys don't mean toys. Toys mean little small bits of silver, like condiments, like little Vesta cases, that type of thing.
It's priced at £48. Cooey! Hector!
What's the best you can do that for?
A one-time offer, take it or leave it, 20 quid.
That sounds to me like you've got yourself a one-time deal. Thank you very
Good
much
man.
indeed.
Thank you very much
There
indeed,
we
sir.
are.
That nifty little buy leaves Philip with, wait for it, just under £40. Meanwhile, do a little dance, have a little jig. Tash is in Ballymena in County Antrim. For centuries, this fair isle of lyrical lushness has had an international reputation for musical excellence. The world of the Irish fiddle has common currency in almost every corner of the globe. Brought over by the Crusaders in the 17th century, the music of this import is one of Ireland's best-loved exports. Within every village, there will more than certainly be a fine fiddle player. Tash is meeting one, Maeve Bird, to find out more.
Yeah, I'm in the right place. Maeve, that was beautiful. Hi, no, that was absolutely lovely.
The Irish fiddle is one of the most important instruments in the traditional repertoire of Irish music.
People talk about fiddles, people talk about violins. Are they differentiating between two instruments, or are they one and the same?
They're basically one and the same. I think people like to complicate things. It's just the style with which you play the fiddle. It's a jazz style, classical style, a folk style. All over Europe, it's the same instrument, essentially, yeah.
After the Gaelic aristocracy were removed from power in the early 18th century, the popular court music of the harp faded away, and the rise of the fiddle really began to take shape. Ornamentation is a defining and indeed vital feature of Irish fiddle music.
Ornamentation did come from the Baroque period in music, and a lot of that came from folk music.
All 32 counties in Ireland have a different quirk that makes their style their very own.
We always say here, if you're wanting to know something about the music, listen to the accent of the person, because then they'll play like their accent. They may be very differently played in Cork to they would be kind of played here in County Antrim. We're kind of cold up here, so we stomp about a bit. So it's kind of like very, very beaty.
Keep the blood pumping.
Keep warm.
How about a wee turn, Maeve, to show us what you mean?
Okay, specific to the accent, it's the Queen of May, which is a Highland.
The fiddle left these shores after the disease-ridden potato crops struck in 1845. Nearly 2 million Irish fled to American soil. An eager audience awaited for the energy of Irish fiddle music. This was the beginning of global recognition.
So you've got a lovely Chicago, Boston style of fiddling from the Sligo, and then that would have come back home when we eventually got gramophones over, and it was kind of like the go-to.
Now come on, Tash, let's have a go.
Okay, let's do it. Right.
Mary's Wedding.
Oh, for Mary's wedding.
Got it. Yeah,
Okay.
you know the tune already. You're going to take this bow, and it's as if you're shaking hands with it.
As if I'm shaking hands with it. Okay, I like
and
that.
just turn round.
Okay.
And you can go. There you go. So you go. Dum, da, dum, da, dum, da, dum, da, 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 dum.
I've just been to Mary's wedding. It was absolutely fabulous. She was glowing.
Bravo, Tash.
If you're going to a party, do you always take your fiddle?
Depends on the party. Depends on the party. Not to a rave, but definitely to a Ceilidh party. That would be the absolute must.
And are you often at raves?
Well, in actual fact, if you have played this here now and you want to actually see some fiddlers in action, you can see our Antrim and Derry fiddlers.
Oh, really?
This is great fun. Just up the road, a cosy pub awaits. Today, Irish fiddle music still remains as popular at home and internationally. From kitchens to Ceilidhs, it is forever embedded in the fabric of Ireland.
Okay, 1, 2.
Oh, that was fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone. Do you know, I'm supposed to go antique shopping now, which sounds just so dull by comparison. And the antique shop's not going anywhere, is it? So, do you have time for one more?
Oh, we could manage that.
Oh, go on, that'd be
Green
great.
Glens
Thank
of
you so
Antrim.
much.
Okay, 1, 2.
Now, where's Philpot?
I've got 4 things under my belt, and I'm really, really pleased with them. And that's a sure sign that we're all doomed.
Uh-oh. He's such a cheery old soul. Phil's travelled to the city of Belfast. C.S. Lewis was born here, and it's thought the surrounding landscape inspired the Chronicles of Narnia. Today, we're stopping off here. On the Square Emporium. We found the lions, just need the witch and the wardrobe. Trust Phil to be standing underneath a massive lavatory sign. No wonder he's nervous. He's got just under £40. Come on, Giggles. What can we find?
Blimey, there's some books in here, aren't there? What I really want is a first edition of Virginia Woolf.
He's here.
Whilst Phil scans the shelves, Tash has dragged herself away from the pub.
Phil.
Young Tash has a titch under £150.
Oh, autographs can be good. That looks, just looking at the font, 1940s, maybe 50s. Yeah. So at £12, I'm not suspecting a big return. Here's a profound piece by Maureen Cochrane. I like this page because it's pink, but what to write, I cannot think. And wiser words were never said than put that down and walk away. £12, I do not want to pay.
Best not to do anything rash, Tash. Crumbs.
Oh, Phil, I know where I found you. Coffee Table HQ.
I'm going to steamroller myself into something. Do you like the way I did that? Nice.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Dad jokes, you are a dad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going to leave you and your dad jokes here.
Yeah.
What do you call a woman between two houses?
Don't know.
Elaine.
He's going to use that. What did one hat say to the other? Stay here. I'm going on ahead. Who writes this stuff?
I think I'm holding something quite unusual. It looks to be an escutcheon because there's a hole there, square hole.
An escutcheon is a plate containing a keyhole or door handle aperture.
I like its style. I like the festoons, and it's very kind of neoclassical and very, I don't know, a bit over the top. Royal ephemera is a real hit or a miss, but the Queen is now the late Queen. And so is there going to be more interest in items that bear the resemblance of Queen Elizabeth now that she has passed?
Now, there isn't a ticket price. Stand by, Brian.
So I'm having a punt and saying, would you take pound coins instead of folding money?
Make it a folding fiver.
Make it £5 and we can do it?
Yes.
I can do that.
Okay.
I think I even have, I think they don't fold, but I think I have 5 coins.
Thanks, Brian. Now, where is Philpott?
OK, what have we got here? Well, it's a tin, obviously, and it says Sandon's Spring Grip Dumbbell. Well,
I mean, I surely don't need to tell you that I once used to be a PE teacher. Frankly, I would have thought that was blatantly obvious.
Blatantly? In fact, this is Phil as a young man. Not really. It is Eugen Sandow, the epic Victorian bodybuilder the dumbbells are named after. Look at those legs. Wow.
So what you do, you've got this kind of leather grip just there. Just
phenomenal.
I could be in for the UK's strongest man here.
Hey, don't go that far, mate.
I haven't got the first idea what these are worth, not a clue.
but I do know we've got the original tin box. We've got the instructions.
I mean, do you need instructions? All you got to do is squeeze the thing, isn't it?
True. Now, the dumbbells are unpriced. Dealer Justin awaits.
I'm just going to ask you your best price. I don't have much money left. So if you can tell me your best, and I can either have them or I can't have them.
It is a specialist thing. I could do them 35.
£35?
35.
Right, I'm going to have a deal with you. Hopefully it'll just get me biceps improved. 10, 20, 30 and 5.
I'm very generous of you, Justin. That's the final buy of the trip, leaving Phil with just a few pounds and pence.
Oh, Phil, it's ending on a sunny note. You're driving, right?
Yeah, I'll drive. Wales, here we come.
Let's go. Borada.
Actually, shut-eye for you two. With great excitement, our pair are in Wales, limbering up for their big auction finale.
The anticipation, the nerves.
I want to catch up, you.
Yeah, come on.
Our road trip pals have zoomed around the counties of Northern Ireland and have now hopped back over the water to land in Wrexham in Wales, the home of Wingets. For sale, on the phone, in the room and on the World Wide Web. Today's chief gavel basher is David Griffin.
So at 50 then.
Natasha snapped up 5 lovely lots, costing £165. Thoughts, please, David?
The Lotus Pattern Tea Service, we've had a lot of inquiries about this on the internet and people coming to see it as well, so yeah, that's something we'd expect to make good money.
Ooh, that sounds very promising for Tash. As for Phil, he dished out 185 smackers. What's your favourite then, David?
The work table, very clean piece of furniture, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. A useful piece of furniture as well. It's small, so it can go in a lot of different houses and things. Again, a lot of interest in this. I think that should go very well today.
Back to our giddy road trippers.
Not 21, 9 carat gold sharp, race set for 7, 9 carat gold
I lost my voice cheering away at the game, so I have to really shout.
You're a poor soul.
He could do late night radio. First up, it's Phil's silver condiment set.
Nobody want it. 20 then, come on. £20 I got, thank you, 40 online and 5. 45 bid, 50. Are we all done? 50 just in time and 5 then. At £50 a bid's on the internet. All done with it. On the internet at £50 then.
I'm pleased.
Yeah, amazing.
33.
Great start. Well done, Philpott.
Easy profit, well done.
Can we get another one with Tash's near-classical style escutcheon?
I think it is the strangest little thing I've ever seen.
Why did you buy it?
Why not?
10 I've got. God bless you, sir. Start me now. Straight in at £10. Who'll say 12 now? We're in the room currently. Man being sold, make no mistake. I'll take 12 anywhere else now. 12 I got. 14, 60.
I'll give up.
£14 still
Honestly,
standing at
I
£14.
retire.
Sold and away at 14 then.
Good return, Tash.
You almost tripled your money again.
Almost.
Onwards to fill the Crusher Serral's pair of Sandow dumbbells.
Have you tried them out?
£77.
I was doing Arnold presses on them.
Were you?
Of course. Come on.
10 then.
Bit
£10
Schwarzenegger.
thank you, starting. Perfect bulging biceps within a week, according to the 10.
20 quid, that's not.
£20 we got. Thank you to start things off.
Perfect bulging biceps within a
25 bid 30. We're in the room currently at £25 and looking for 30 anywhere now. At £25 a bid in the room, 30 a fresh bid, around 5. 40. No, 35 still cheap there at £35. 40 anywhere else now. At £35 you're finished. Sold in the room. Thank you.
Great price for a bodybuilder wannabe.
Sold
Now
to
we
the
have
man.
81
In the thong.
Whatever you do.
In the thong, like bodybuilding.
You can't say things like that.
You can say thong. It's okay.
550.
Nothing thong with that.
You've been around Phil too thong. The late Georgian vase from Tash next.
50 is it now.
I'm not sure how to say this. It's got a very heavy bottom.
50 anywhere else.
It's bottom heavy.
All done with it.
Yeah. And I can relate to that.
£30, £40 away on it, somebody, come on. 20 then, surely to goodness. Come on, we can do better than this. 20 we've got, thank you to start things off. Trading at 20 and who'll say 5 now. That is for nothing there. At £20 on the internet.
Thank you to the bidder on the web.
Anyway, we move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next, we have Phil's 19th century hat box and the fetching bowler.
The thing I like the most about the hat is that it's Belfast milliner.
Should do well in Wrexham.
Pair of oils for £10, surely to goodness. 20 I've got, thanks to the start off trading at 25 bid 30. 30 bid and 5. 40 and 5.
Here we go.
I've got 50. At £45 we're online and being sold. I'll take 50 anywhere else now. At £45 you're finished. Sold on the internet then. 738.
Was that a profit?
Hold on board.
Dare I say it?
That's the
It
one there.
was.
Gathering momentum, Phil.
If you want to
10
get
then,
ahead,
come on.
get a hat.
Noted.
£10 out of toss. Thank you to start things off.
Onwards to Tash's 7 Art Nouveau knives. Beautifully displayed.
£20 I've got. God bless you, sir. Standing at the back of the room at £20. Is there 5 now? We're in the room currently and being given away at £20. I'll take 5. We all done? Sold at 20 then.
Well, I didn't have high hopes, but I thought maybe they'd make a pound or two.
What a steal.
Good spot, though. Good spot.
Phil likes this one, the Arts and Crafts style charger.
I predict an opportunity to make an excellent profit.
£50, not a bad start there. Straight in at £50. It'll say 5 now. Cover a massive spot there at £50. We're only bid on it online against you all at the moment. A lot of plaque for your money there at £50. We're only bid. I'll take 5. Anywhere else now. You're right. Sold online at 50 then.
Well, Tash is shocked. Never mind, Phil.
No!
Yes!
He's in good spirits. Talking of which, it's the Edwardian whiskey noggin from Tash.
It's whiskey with an E.
Yeah.
So it's Irish whiskey. I love that.
I'll take 20 to start it. Come on, we can't go lower than that. 20 I've got. Thanks to start me off at the back of the room at £20. And it'll say 5 now. With a silver collar as well at £20. I'm only bid. 5 your last chance. Sold the maiden bid at 20 then.
What can you do?
Well, someone's bagged themselves a bargain.
I think I got too excited that it was whiskey with an E. I was too excited. I'll learn my lesson. Stop getting too excited.
Never change, Natasha. Now, we have Phil's beloved 19th century mahogany work table.
Do you know, I love this little table.
How could you not?
£25,
And there's the personal connection as well.
Yeah, my grandmother. Yeah, actually, let's hope she looks after me.
I've got £90 to start me off, straight in at £90. Who'll say 5 now? 95, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. 150, I'm out, and it's in the room, sorry, 160 bid, 170, 180. 170, we're still in the room, currently at £170. You've waited for so long. 180 if you like. 170, that's still not here there at £170. 180, anywhere else. At £170, you're finished. Sold in the doorway. Thank you, sir.
Well done.
Your granny definitely looked after you, Phil. Excellent result.
So I'm quite pleased with that. It kind of deserved it, didn't it?
It absolutely did.
Drum roll! It's the final lot of this road trip. Natasha's 19th century Majolica Part T service.
Is it too pink for you, or is it just pink enough?
737.
That is just how I look lying on the
46
beach.
quantity of vintage books. Again, nicely bound leather examples now. Take 20 away on them, somebody. There, and we can start the bidding at 75, 80, 85, 90, 100 is bid, 110 is it now? On the internet currently, 110 is bid, 120, 130, 140, 150 if you like.
Good night,
150
Mr.
is bid,
Cyril.
160, 170, 180, 190, 200 now, 220, 240, 260, 280. 280 is bid, 300 a fresh bidder, 320, 340, 360, 380, 400, and 20.
Crumbs!
440, 460, 480 if you like now. At £460 we're online. Anyone in the room? 480 bid, 500 a fresh bidder. 550 is it now? 550 is bid, 650.
Is this happening? Is this happening?
It is, 650 bid, 700. £700 of bids online currently, 750 now. 800 is it now?
Is this a joke?
We're online at £750. Oh,
This is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
That's £750. We're on the internet. Come on, I'll take 800. Anywhere else now?
Oh my
That's
goodness.
£750.
Oh my
You're finished. Sold at 750. Thank you. Now we have lot 51.
Terrific! Sip, sip, hooray! What a belter of a profit.
Well done, you. Are you pleased?
Well,
Are you pleased? That's a stupid question, isn't it?
No interest at 10. Oh, 10 we got. Thank goodness.
Are you sure this isn't your lot?
For the first time, Tash is speechless.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Phil began with £189.64p. After sale room costs, he's made a brilliant profit of £102. Philip has a final total of £291.64. While Natasha started with £308.02, Tash is giddy now with a stupendous profit of £510.68p. She is bathing in road trip glory. She has a final total of £818.70p. Wow. And all that lovely profit goes to children in need.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
Phil, let's do it all again.
I want to soon.
Come on, I'll go find us a new classic car.
Well done, my love.
Farewell, my lovely road trippers.
Has it been our best? I think it has.
I've absolutely loved it.
We've had jokes and giggles,
Nice hairy cow.
musicality, lots of love,
You are my ray of sunshine.
Stop it. You're mine.
and huge success.
Cha-ching! We've had a blast, haven't we?
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Missing you already.